The purpose of requesting this meeting is twofold. First is to brief you on what the committee has been doing and done in the month or so since we were sworn in this building. Then secondly, His Excellency, we think that before we kickstart the public engagements and the stakeholder engagements, that it would be appropriate to begin with you. And in that regard, to give you an opportunity to share with the committee your own thoughts, intentions, and some expectations regarding the work that has been assigned us. We have held a number of meetings. As a result of those meetings, we have agreed on the approach to our work. We have come to an agreement on how we are going to proceed with this work, given the time that we've been given. We have also agreed on a set of guiding principles that would inform the deliberations that we will undertake as a committee, as well as the proposals and recommendations that we would make to you. Also on logistics, we have recruited a pool of legal assistants and researchers and a project team to constitute the secretariat for the committee. We've also managed to get our website operational and have made some initial communication to the public, showing them to our website and inviting them to interact or interface with the committee through the website. We've also done some initial outreach to identifiable stakeholder and interest groups. These would be the usual professional groups, trades unions, National Development Planning Commission, other interested parties who we believe would have a particular opinion, point of view, or perspective on the kind of work that we would be doing. And we've invited them to present some written submissions. Some of them have taken up that invitation. We have received expressions and pledges of support from some bilateral sources, and I've also independently engaged some private foundations that we have relationships with. And as a result of those engagements, we've had some commitments from FCDO, the Swiss Embassy, Open Society Foundation, and only yesterday we received communication from the AU and UNDP about possible support for the work. In terms of our approach, given the time, and we also think in the interest of efficiency, that we would not engage in a clause-by-clause review of the Constitution. We will focus only on those, basically from a governance approach, look at where the problems are, and to see if there is a way in which either the Constitution in relevant parts is part of the problem or a part of the solution.
I believe this is our best opportunity to be able to carry out the review of the Constitution and build consensus around making it a more living document. This is not an ad hoc amendment. We want to look at all the things that would make this a living document relevant to the times in which we are. As you said, Fiajo report, white paper was issued, and then this Chairman Sabunso report become the source documents for the work that you're starting. So it's not like you're starting from scratch, so it makes it easier for us to synthesize, listen to the public again, and see what new ideas have come up. They say wisdom does not exist in one head, but in as many people as possible. So off the top of my head, several issues, have come. One, to do with election of district chief executives. That has been an issue that has been canvassed over and over again. There's also the issue of Article 71, office holders. And there are emoluments being different from ordinary mortals. And so that's a vexed question that you have to look at. For me, my personal opinion and the position of my party is that we set up an independent emoluments committee that will fix everybody's emoluments from the watchman right to the president. It is more transparent, it is more equitable. Then we also must look at issues of strengthening our anti-corruption issues. This must be an opportunity for us to strengthen issues to do with the fight against corruption. Of course, there are other issues that have come where people have gone to the Supreme Court for interpretation. And so if we can take opportunity of those rulings and tighten the Constitution so that we block whatever lacuna was in there that made it necessary to go to the Supreme Court. I agree with you on the National Validation Conference. At the time we wrote the manifesto and I made that promise, I did not yet have an idea how we're going to craft the whole thing. But I thought that, look, if there were these earlier documents that had dealt with constitutional review, we'll call a big conference and we'll put all the documents before them and then we'll discuss it. And once we are all agreed, then we'll take that. But I think that this is a better way to go. It's better to go to the people, validate some of the things that are in those documents, and maybe come up with some new ideas. And so the idea of doing the national validation conferences as you go zone by zone. So if you say National Validation Conference Zone 1, and then you bring all the people together and you sound them out, I think that would have satisfied the idea that I had about validation conference.